might jump it up and get jammed in 2 spots.
Oh.
All right, I go.
Oh, wow.
All in.
Can go all in.
Well, I'm surprised at Pascal Perot here. He re-raised Raul Mestre, pretty sure he was in front. And he hasn't really thought long enough here. Why would Ken Leonard come over the top from a raise and a re-raise unless he had anything lower than queens?
Flop comes 3, 4, 6. Ken in front with a pair of queens.
Possible flush draw for Pascal around the back end. But it's a good flop for Ken.
Is it deuce?
Possible 5 for a split here, Jesse.
Yep. Any ace, any 5, those are the key cards for Pascal Perot. He's going to be very short stacked. And that king, funny enough, would have made Mestre's hand, but queens hold up, and a big double up for Ken Leonard. With that pot, Ken Leonard way on top. He's nearly knocked out 2 players, the Swedish hatchet man. And Pascal Perot left with 375. He's got 1 hand left, Simon. He's nearly an afterthought right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go all in there, to be honest, Jesse. He's going to be taking the big blind on the next hand. Well, Ewan Jones decided to step it up a bit. He's not a short stack anymore, of course, with Pascal down to 375, and he's made it 850 to go.
You're biting your nails?
Yeah.
Ken Leonard just won that huge pot off Pascal Perot, dominating Ewan Jones. Not to know it, though.
He's trying to get some information here from Ewan Jones. Doesn't like what he sees.
Well, look at this, Jesse. The queens have moved 1 spot. Ken Leonard, on the last hand, had them in seat 1, and now Barney Boatman's got them in seat 2. He's counted Ewan Jones' stack. It's going to be raising enough to put him all in, I think.
Right.
I mean, I guess this is the design with Ewan Jones not going all in before the flop with the first raise, Simon. He's giving himself an opportunity to get off the hand. Now we'll have to see whether or not he takes his own advice. He could be forgiven for calling here, couldn't he?
Well, Barney Boatman's done the classic here. He's done the double raise.
That's pretty cruel, isn't it?
Yeah. Usually, when a guy's only got 1750 and he's put 850 in, you'd have just re-raised it up to 2,000, and he'd probably commit all his chips and say, well, let's gamble. And it looks like Ewan Jones has fallen for this.
Yeah.
Barney Boatman managed to induce it anyway. He's obviously going to call 2 queens against King Jack.
All in the hands. King, Jack.
Ewan Jones felt like his cards might have been live, I imagine, but he's all in now. And if he can win this pot, Simon, he'll be back to even. But there's been a king passed, hasn't there?
That's right. Ken Leonard, who was thinking for a while with King Queen. Boy, is he glad he passed. One of the kings has gone. There's only 2 left. Oh, wow, he's hit the king.
He certainly has. And that is a huge flop for Ewan Jones. A queen was passed by Ken Leonard. Oh, my God.
This is incredible. But
that's the case queen in the deck.
Ewan Jones still live in this hand. A 9 or an ace would give him a straight.
Draw, redraw, bang your head against a wall.
And it's there! Ewan Jones. He was behind before the flop. He hit the front with the flop. He went behind on the turn and on the river. He's made the top straight. 10 through to an ace.
I mean, that's just silly, isn't it? Ewan Jones's heart went to his mouth, his throat, his feet, and now back settled again.
My greatest achievement, obviously, is winning the London Open last year. I mean, it was financially, it was huge. It meant that I could sort of give up my job. I still do a few days here and there. It meant that I could go tournament to tournament and not really have too much pressure on me. It just gave me the confidence to play against the big guys such as, you know, Barney, Roy and Pascal today.
Two down, 6 remain in this heat of the Party Poker Late Night Poker Masters.
800.
Raised to 800.
Ewan Jones, he's got some chips now and he's firing out there with ace-jack off suit. Round to Barney Boatman, quickly passes Tony G. Haven't heard much of him for a while.
And Simon, Pascal Perot is in the big blind, and he probably doesn't have enough chips left to fold.
He doesn't need to look at his cards. He's only got 75 left. Has to call. He's got 2 live cards here, Pascal.
He's basically getting the price with the 8-3 and then some. So it is Perot all in. Stranger things have happened than an 8-3 running down an ace-jack.
Flop comes Queen, King, Deuce.
That is not a good flop
No,
for
he
Pascal.
can't hit the 8 or 3 of diamonds now, as it will make Ewan Jones the nut flush.
Any 8 of clubs.
It's not looking good.
getting
And now,
worse.
well, he's drawing dead now.
Absolutely, there's no way for Pascal to win now.
Most of the damage to Pascal Perot was done with the ace-queen against Ken Leonard, but one of the true gents of the circuit, great players to come out of France, the Bandit.
Well, Pascal, the real damage was done with the ace-queen. Did you think Ken was bluffing?
Yeah, I thought he was trying to steal. And as I got involved and in front of all the money that was here, I took my chance that he had a lower pair than a queen. And I made a mistake.
Just 5 left now, looking for those 2 spots at the final table. The $250,000 prize pool, $100,000 first prize.
Pass.
Ewan Jones taking a breather.
Raise to 700.
Ken Leonard, he hasn't had to do very much tonight, Simon, because he's gotten so many big hands. But now he's busy with the 9-7.
A little bit of an image tester here from Ken Leonard. I haven't played many hands. You guys got to think I'm tight. So I'm going to raise it up.
Barney Boatman has played Ken Leonard so well
Raise
this
to
evening.
2,000.
And here again, the re-raise with the ace-queen. Barney just seems to know how far he is in front, and he is.
Yeah, well, Ken Leonard raised 700, and Barney Boatman with the ace-queen wants to make a sizable enough raise to pick up this pot. I mean, there's 3,150 in there now. Well, Raul Mestra's got a decision, but faced by a raise and a re-raise, I don't think ace-jack suited is a hand you want to be playing out of position.
Mestra's in the big blind. It's a total of 2,000, which means it'll cost him 1,700, and he's got 11,000 in his stack.
5,000.
Raul Mestra has re-raised an absolute load. And the question is, will Barney call for all his chips now, Simon?
Barney Boatman is going to call instantly. He's put 2,000 in this pot. He's only got 3,750 left. The pot is 7,800. He's getting better than 2-to-1 odds. And I guarantee you he's going to call. And for the first time, we've seen that Raul Mestra can make a mistake. He's played flawlessly in Late Night Poker Ace in the heat and the final. But faced by a raise and a re-raise, there was enough information for him to quickly throw ace-jack suited away.
So there's 2, 4. I think I have to call. Go on.
He's calling!
Yep, he's going to make the call.
Great call.
It is a fantastic call by Barney Boatman.
750.
Technical.
And boy, is he going to be happy when Raul Mestra turns over ace-jack to his ace-queen.
Enough to pass.
He really will,
Enough to
Simon.
pass.
And Barney Boatman, in a sense, deserves to win this pot because Mestra made it very tough for him.
Be world class. That's not going to stop. Nothing. Just
Barney's definitely not passing now. He's flop top, pair top kicker.
So Barney all in, playing against Raul. Barney's hand
Now they'll
ace
turn the
queen.
cards over.
Yeah, and of course, before Raul Mestra needed a jack, now he needs a 10.
For
Same amount of outs now. Raul Mestra had 3 outs before. He's still got 3 outs. He needs a 10 for a straight to the queen.
Did anybody pass the 10?
Did anyone?
Ten card is a 9.
There's just 1 10 out. Ewan Jones letting Barney know. 3 10s in the deck right now for Mestra.
And it's a
And
6.
it hasn't come. Barney Boatman, he made that call. It was a courageous call followed by a re-raise, but it's paid off.
It's very close.
You know, there's good players, there's great players, and then there's world class. And Barney Boatman showing there why he is world class. World class players always get the tough calls right, and Barney did it.
My No Limit Hold'em game kind of grew up on the TV, really. I had a lot of success on Late Night Poker, and it did a lot of good for me, helped me to get sponsorship, and a lot of other players the same thing. So we've all got a lot of affection about this series, and it's great to be back.
5 players. We're not far away from that bubble, the money bubble. 3rd place on this table gets a twinkling of cash, about 2,500. Top 2 through to that final table with $250,000 in it. 2 players of these 5 are going to get absolute 0. Looks like Tony's putting pressure on Mestra here.
Rise to 1,200.
Gosh, Tony has been silent as a mouse for about 3.5 levels. And Mestra's picked up a king.
He doesn't like giving up chips easily, does he, Raul?